potential to accelerate innovation, empower industries, enhance governance, and contribute significantly to building a sustainable and inclusive Bharat. सर आपण एक मिनटं थांबूयात. मला कोणीतरी बाहेर थांबायला हवंय. त्यांना विचारा आत येणार आहेत का, नाही तर आपण दार लावून घेऊ. कोणाला बाहेर जायचंय का? जेवढे इथे बसले आहात फिजिकली मेंटली इथे प्रेझेंट राहा. ना राहू देत, राहू देत, ती लहान मुलं नाही आहेत. Sorry, so we'll continue. So, to deliberate on this important theme, we are privileged to have with us distinguished panel experts and representing academia and industry who bring with them rich experience and valuable insights. I'll just first introduce the panel members and moderator. It is my pleasure to introduce the moderator of this session, Dr. Akash Mavle, sir, who will guide us this session and facilitate an engaging exchange of ideas among our panelists. Dr. Akash Mavle, an accomplished technology leader, chief AI officer, serial entrepreneur, and early stage investor with extensive experience in artificial intelligence and emerging technologies. He has also served in leadership roles, including Chief AI Officer at L&T Group and CTO, and is widely recognized as a keynote speaker on AI and digital transformation. With deep expertise at the intersection of AI innovation, entrepreneurship, and technology strategy, Dr. Mavre brings valuable industry insights to discussions on building scalable AI platforms for the future. Our first panelist is Dr. Rishikesh Patankar sir, Vice President, NSDC, Delhi. Rishikesh Patankar sir has over 25 years of experience in information and communication technology with deep expertise in e-governance, research and development, and capacity building. He holds 3 master's degree and a PhD in computer science. Over the course of his career, he has led the implementation of some of the world's largest digital, financial, and legal literacy initiatives. His professional journey includes key roles with the Indian Navy, Digital India Corporation, and CSC SPV, along with the international assignment as a software expert in China. He currently leads the skilling initiatives at NSDC. Outside of his work, he is an avid endurance enthusiast who enjoys cycling, swimming, and running. He has recently completed multiple Ironman events. A warm welcome to you, sir. Our next panelist is Dr. Yogesh Haribau Kulkarni. Dr. Kulkarni has more than 2 decades of experience in computer-aided design, engineering research, software development, and management. He has got bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree in mechanical engineering with a specialization in geometric modeling algorithms. For past few years, he is working in the fields such as data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing. A warm welcome to you, sir. Our next panelist is Professor N.C. Shivaprakash. Professor Shivaprakash is a distinguished academician and a researcher with over 4 decades of experience in electronic instrumentation, embedded systems, and sensor technologies. Formerly associated with Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, he has led several R&D projects funded by agencies such as DRDO, ISRO, DST, UGC, and CSIR, and he has published more than 170 research papers. Currently, he serves as an emeritus professor and academic advisor to several prestigious institutions. We are truly honored to have such accomplished panel with us today. Before we begin with the discussion, we would like to express our gratitude to our moderator and panelist. I request Mavle sir to felicitate Professor Shivaprakash sir. Sir, you can sit here. Yeah. So I request Mavle sir to felicitate Dr. Rishikesh Patankar sir. सर तुम्ही DUS कडनं सगळ्यांचं फेलिसिटेशन करताय. I request Mavde sir to felicitate Yogesh Kulkarni sir. Now I request Mungikar sir to felicitate Dr. Mavde sir. Thank you all. You all can sit here. So with this, now I request Mavde sir to kindly take the discussion forward. Yes.
Hello, can you hear me? So what we will do is we have certain set of predefined questions to be asked to each panel member, but we would also like to have towards the end of the whole session, we would like to have participation and question coming from students. You can direct the questions directly to the panel member, or it could be directed to me and I'll distribute it with panel member. So we have already done the introduction, Professor Shivaprakash, Dr. Kulkarni, Dr. Patankar. Let me start with the first question, which is more on the AI landscape. So all of you are following AI Summit and everything, right? And you must have also seen a lot of action in large language models, the companies like Anthropic and so on. So on that, I have a first question to Dr. Shivaprakash. AI seems to be advancing extremely fast. If we look at the global landscape today with US, China and emerging ecosystems like India, where do you think the real frontier of large language model is shifting? Is it doing some structural change?
Good afternoon. Yeah, there is a slogan, is us. So computer can, set of instruction you give, it will do the way it want, robotic or whatever you want. So the industry has moved. I will not take time. Half a minute I will tell you, third industry revolution was your electronics and information technology has changed the whole thing. Today perhaps you don't have to go to railway station to book a ticket. You don't have to go to bank to draw the money. Of course, the key was explaining that you have to be careful with your ATM and then PIN, etc. So that, the fourth industry revolution was cyber physical system. That is IoT, buzzword you must have heard. IoT is Internet of Things. Now you may ask me, what is not Internet of Things? Today, anything that you think of, India, country like India, agriculture, water, energy, transport, you can call IoT in healthcare, IoT in agriculture, IoT in... Now IoT has become IIoT, industrial Internet of Things. Now today's buzzword is AIoT, artificial intelligence IoT. So therefore, the way he was telling Dr. Saraswat, the expert system that they have developed now today, so now you have to be careful also. AIT, now the teacher, AIT in general, as all of you know, can be used in all walks of life, be it in education or medicine and so on. Education per se, we are using AI for personalized learning. Fast learner, slow learner, each one, how good I am and all those things can be done through AI. And second important thing of AI in education is your proctoring, examination. Now are held, thanks to COVID. What is COVID? Create opportunity for victory in disaster. That's what we have learnt in 2020. So, but there are a lot of good things to have happened. So therefore, judiciously one should use. Now, the question that he has raised is, I was reading sometime, yesterday some article where people don't accept AI each other. So some USA says, I don't want AI for internationalization. They want AI. I mean, because of various other reasons too. So therefore, China model, Germany model, India model, they're all quite changing. So therefore, I have not still got into the question. The question, is LLM. All of you, suppose you understand LLM. Where we are today, if you think, I don't think India is going to build and then give it to others. I think the way things are moving, there are two aspects. One is how to use the AI itself is a big job. So I think as a user friendly or user thing that we should be using.
Yeah, sure. So I think just as an extension, I will put that question to. So I'll add to the same question where the larger question is, if we take the larger LLM research lab, US, China, and other places, where is India, and where it should be, and where it can be? So that's a larger question which will apply both. I will pass on to Rishikesh first, and then Yogesh can answer.
So, as Professor mentioned, I think India is ready for AI, and we have been largely the consumers of information and as well as the other AI models. But with the India AI mission being launched during last year, and then a lot of work being done by IIT Bombay, Madras, and many IITs actually, and a lot of enterprises who are right now here, I think we are on the right track. But if you see the numbers, we have not been able to utilize the budget even for the India emission. So that is one problem. Another good aspect in India is the access to the GPUs. I think around 34,000 GPUs are now available in India, and the cost to access a GPU for a student is less than $1 per hour. So with this kind of facility, India doesn't have that infrastructure, but it is actually using such low-cost devices to build onto top of some of the new niche technologies. So India, talent-wise, is ready. We have large number of students, and with the demographic dividend, we would be the world leaders in maybe 2, 3, 4 years with the talent pool which we have right now. But we have to utilize it. And as sir also mentioned, we will not be able to produce maybe a good model. But on top of it, if we are able to use certain sector-specific models, like solutions in agriculture, solution for education, solution for maybe logistics, some very common problems, mobility problem, I think solution lies there. So I think India should not compete with countries like America, because they have invested a lot in terms of infra, talent, and the algorithms and all that. If you compare to China, I think I have been in China for 2 years. The students there are writing compilers themselves. We have been just using compilers, but they have been writing compilers. So they are way ahead of us in terms of technology. The search engines like Baidu and many others in China work very well. We are not able to do it, but their advantage is their disadvantage is the language. They are largely concentrated on Mandarin, and they are not very comfortable with English. So I think with Indian talent, and we are very good in English, and with our regional language focus, 21 scheduled languages in the country, 1,500 dialects, I think we are on the right track.
I'll give a different slice to the whole problem. So we are trying to compare US in terms of LLM, US capabilities, China capabilities, and where do we stand, right? That's the idea. So if you see, US models are frontier models, large language models, foundational models. But is it okay if I ask a question? What is a foundational model and what is not a foundational model? Anybody? You have been using that every day. ChatGPT is a foundational model. Anybody? first homework actually. Go and study what is a foundational model. But these are large models, 175 billion parameters, huge infrastructure needed, huge set of data needed. So this is what US is building. And they're trying to go towards AGI. AGI is artificial.
The speaker is. Hello.
China is doing similar things, but with less GPU capacity. If you have heard DeepSeek, everybody must have heard. And they're trying to open source things. So they are trying to kill the US hegemony with an open source set of models. But these are still big models, huge models. Our choice has been, we will not target AGI per se, but we'll try SLMs, small language models. If you have heard Ashwini Vaishnav at Davos, this is actually a technical lecture that he gave. And he said, we are trying to go ahead with only 20 GB, 20B to 70B kind of range, not 175B kind of range. Small language models which can be put to fine tuning. So this is what India has made as a choice. What he says, within this range, we will be able to cater to 80 to 90% of applications. Applications like agriculture, healthcare, whatever. Plus making them Indic. Indic meaning making them language, Indian language specific. So this is very much possible if you use SLM and fine tuning. So this is how India is positioning itself. Indian language models plus small language models.
Last word before I give in, apple and orange should not be compared.
Absolutely. No, I think the perspective which Yogesh brought in is very important, that if it is not in our strength, you find a strength which is your own strength, which is one of our theme, our university's theme is Indian knowledge system. So we have to constantly go back to what is available in India, the linguistic variety is not available in any part of any languages. And one of the project I was mentioning with Yogesh earlier, Roman Setu is a project built by AI for Bharat, which is a small company incubated by Nandan Nilekani's funding in IIT Madras. And what Roman Setu does is it pulls a typical open source model coming out of English, which is let's say Llama 3, Llama 4 or Mistral from France. And then Roman Setu builds a connect between the linguistic English understanding and the Indic languages. And that itself is one of the foundation stones of AI, Bhashini, AI for Bharat. And out of AI for Bharat, Sarvam AI has come, which is recently funded under India AI mission. So we cannot try to replicate the strengths of US and China. We have to come up with our own unique strength, and that is the larger issue we are discussing at every platform. So coming back to my next question, in terms of AI for coding automation. So we are hearing a lot about Anthropic, then there is Google anti-gravity, then there are cloud code. Every tool which can possibly come for compiler automation to write from, to delivering even the React code or Python code and so on coming on. So what is your sense right now, Yogesh, in terms of how soon coding will be automated? And then there is a connected question to Professor Shiv Prakash and Rishikesh. What should they learn? Because if coding is going to be automated, they have to learn something new. And this is a larger question we are trying to understand on every forum. So your thoughts on that? Hello. Yeah, this was a good thought which Yogesh gave, and if you read some of the Anthropic reports, recent reports, and their accuracy numbers, this is very close. So what I'll do is I'll now direct the question to Professor Shiv Prakash. He has spent decades in teaching, and let's understand his perspective. What should some of the newer graduates in computer science or IT or technology should learn so that they become relevant for next 20 years, 30 years, essentially covering their entire career span?
Anyway, it is, I speak next 2 minutes beyond AI also. As in India, there are about 16 lakhs AICT says graduates are coming out, of which about 11.5 lakhs are computer science. Everybody wants computer science, but even those who are not, they want to go for a job for computer science. They think that computer science jobs are available, but others are not. But it is the other way around. I think days will come shortly. A lot of infrastructure is coming. You don't call civil engineering, you call infrastructure, robotics, drones. So all the core engineering will come back, smart grid that we speak. So therefore, the one word which is always all of you should keep is civil, electrical, mechanical or core engineering. They can learn your computer science. Vice versa is not that easy. So therefore, in our days, BE was 5 years, where everything we knew, right from designing, surveying and all that. Now people are asking, why should I read physics? Why should I study mathematics? People think that mathematics is not required. I think that is the way it is going. My little suggestion is, now coding means if you know Python or C language to find out the area of the circle, you will not get the job in future. That AI will do. So therefore, what he says is you have to go beyond. Even analyzing the program which is there is more important than, because codes have become now depending upon the application. So you are learning your language to use your things, skill to find out, dig out, because most of the time you are customizing. The basic modules will be available. What you should do is what should be changed, where and all those things. So therefore, though we thought till today, what is more important for all of you as computer science student per se is you should be very sound in, for example, algorithms. Second thing is database management, networking, data structure, programming. If you have that foundation, I think AI cannot replace teacher, AI cannot replace agriculture, AI cannot replace it. Only you have to change. What we tell in our language is cognitive flexibility. That means you have to be ready. I was there luckily or unluckily in the institute for 39 years. That is not possible in future. I don't think they will allow you to stay also for 39 weeks. So therefore, before they push you out, I think you should learn. Learning is, last word, lifelong. You think that in 4 years you have learned everything, it is only a beginning. So keep learning. You don't stop. And the WhatsApp, I don't know that's why China WhatsApp is not there. There's some other app they are using. Please use GPT, but understand what it gives you. If you give it to GPT, same thing 10 times, it gives you 10 different reports. So that's where I think you cannot be replaced by AI.
Yeah, I think that's a good perspective from a professor who has taught more than 4 decades in something like ISC Bangalore. I move on to with the same basic narrative, same question to Rishikesh, because he comes from Skill Development Corporation, and I think I was also talking to another gentleman called Adil Zenulbhai, who was chairman of National Capacity Building Commission, and his mandate was to train and coach and upskill close to 2 crore employees across state government, central government over last few years. And it's a big organization he has created. So their challenge is also the same challenge at a university level we should also think about. What should we train them, okay? And if you can throw some light, so it is not about just Python syntax or JavaScript syntax. You will have to learn much more. And I think that is a question I give it to Rishikesh in terms of how do you think we can shape up the next generation at every level, at a university level, at a nation level?
I think some of the points have been clearly identified. If you are a computer science student, then
comprehensive McKinsey survey where they have started listing down skills which will have high impact due to AI. And incidentally, plumbers are completely immune. Agriculturalists, farmers, plumbers are one of the two categories which are immune to AI. Because plumber has to come to your house. You might have AI, you might have home automation system in your house, but if your tap is not working, plumber has to visit. Correct. AI will not replace teacher, then healthcare professionals, the professionals part, okay. Now, some part of doctor work might get automated, but doctor giving care, there is whole nursing staff, there is technician, all of them who are working with people, their job is also relatively secured. But coming back to the same question, and I want to go back to Yogesh on the question. So Yogesh made very important point in terms of English becoming the new language, okay? And I want to add another interesting thing. So my father is 82-year-old. He is the most avid user of AI in our family. He comes from a commerce background. Now all these years, due to the complexity of computers, be it MS Office for him or even writing program, he was kept away from the technology. Now by the way, technology now is more harnessed and used by non-technical, non-STEM graduates. And I think that is a very, very relieving trend or relieving happening for everybody who's non-technical, because I know most of my creative friends are using Canva, Gamma.app, ChatGPT, Gemini, all Nano Banana, Yellow Banana, whatever. They are using it much more creatively than a typical engineering guy, because an engineer is taught with a lot of rule-based and problem solving as one attitude. And my father has no restriction. He puts any question to AI and he gets answer. So just throw some light, Yogesh, on how the AI adoption can impact the skilling part and the careers.
Actually, this is what is called as democratization. And the world is flat. If you've heard this term, world is flat actually. It's no more round. So because of the accessibility to the AI, now anybody and everybody can use it. That's the basic thing. But for us, as students, I'll categorize in 3 roles, 3 levels, 3 personas, okay? So AI users are of 3 types. One is, which are users, anybody and everybody who can use ChatGPT and whatever, Nano Banana. They should have subject matter expertise at least, right? Then they'll be able to leverage AI for their problems. So if you are healthcare professional, finance professional, whatever, Ayurvedic doctor, that's okay. Then you should learn prompt engineering, whatever, low code, no code platforms, and be ready to use AI, whatever your field is. So this is democratization. Second is, actually most of you guys who are programmers, those are not users of AI, those are developers of AI. They'll build applications, they'll use SLMs or whatever, LLMs, and build applications for healthcare, whatever, finance. So this is what you guys are. And third one is actually researcher level. Those who will write those libraries, they'll write TensorFlow, PyTorch, they'll fine tune the models. So we have to decide where we stand and then pursue that way.
That was a nice perspective. But I think I want to come back to Rishikesh. I want to come back to Rishikesh. So look at some of our education, the way it is built, Rishikesh. From a skill perspective, from an industry perspective, what can you talk about in terms of preparing these kids for their careers? How can they start using AI? Because as Yogesh said, the researcher is in a way kind of area where only people with advanced degrees will get into research. The second level is they will build application, and third level is people like my father who are going to build or use AI. Okay, so they will start using AI in day-to-day their life. And usage also has skilling dimension as well as development has skilling dimension. So if you can throw some light on that.
So the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship runs a portal called Skill India Digital Hub. It is available on skillindia.gov.in. If you go to this portal, there is a link for AI, and where you can find 3 courses which are micro credentials. So these are free of cost courses for all the students. So they can just go click on it and then register for these. These are micro credentials. So if you go through these courses, learn them and just give the quizzes and submit the quizzes, you get a micro credit out of it. This is linked to your Aadhaar and it will go to your academic bank of credit. So this is one. So there are 3 free courses which are available. For the faculty members, there is a course on AI Educator. That is also free and it is a NOS, National Occupation Standard. So any faculty, be it commerce or arts faculty or engineering faculty, they can go onto that, or a teacher in a school can go onto that platform and learn this course. It is for the educators. So these 4 courses are actually there, which is on our platform. Apart from that, IIT Madras has the NPTEL platform. Swayam platform is available with the Ministry of Education. So all these platforms are free of cost, and a lot of free courses along with videos, top-notch professors teaching these courses are available. You can go through that. Say for example, last year, National Green Hydrogen Mission was announced. So there are courses on green hydrogen, what government is thinking, how they would implement green hydrogen. If we are talking about net zero by 2070, what is our strategy? So such kind of high tech courses are also available. And as I mentioned, in multiple sectors, there are various subsectors. Apparel is there, textile is there. In fact, textile is India's 3rd largest job generation sector. So if you are interested in textiles or apparel, so there's a lot of courses available there as well. And all these, there are intersection of AI. As Professor mentioned, I think the important aspect is to learn and continuously unlearn and relearn. I think this is the perspective which needs to be given to the student. So initially we thought that if we complete a BTech or a BBA or a BCom degree, it is enough. But in today's world, we need to continuously learn, because otherwise you will be outdated, and you will be outdated by your own peers or by technology. So in maybe next down the line, if we are talking about 2047 Viksit Bharat and AI for Bharat, everyone should contribute to that. It is like a revolution, it is a kranti. As we have missed the 3 industrial revolutions, as Professor initially mentioned, I think India is right and adapt for the 4th and 5th and 6th industrial revolutions.
Wonderful. I just, yeah, go ahead.
The fittest actually. So we are at startup, we are number 3 in the world, and stand up also we are way ahead, and we are celebrating 10 decades of stand up India, and 50% of these stand up directors are women actually. That is, I wanted to tell all the ladies over here and the girls over here. I think there is no stoppage actually, because continuously new ideas will come and go. So whoever survives Charles Dickens' theory will be applicable.
I think that's a right perspective, and I want to pick up one thought from Rishikesh's, thought process. I remember Professor Anand Deshpande came here once for a lecture, and he has his own standard slide deck, which I have seen multiple times. But there is one slide which he talks about, that First thing he said, these guys will now start a career at 20, 22, 25, and they're not going to have luxury of retiring at 60. That's the first thing he said. They might retire at 70 or 80. That's one. Second is, they may not have one job or two jobs, even for a decade. They might constantly go from one job to another, and then gig economy and so on. And third thing is, obviously, whatever you are learning here is guaranteed maybe only for 2 to 3 years. The shelf life of degrees is going very, very down at a very high rate. Whatever we learn, we were lucky enough to use it for at least 2 decades, our engineering knowledge and so on. That is not going to happen, okay? The advice to young generation is you will have to be constantly learning new things. And that's what he was saying, you need to unlearn and relearn. And that is a constant cycle. You will not have a constant job also, because large companies you are seeing, they are having impact due to AI. Just because Anthropic is building better and better coding automation tool, the stock prices of TCS, Infosys, Wipro are going down for last 1 month. See the impact actually. And this is going to be direct impact. So you will have to really do lot of, one mention which Rishikesh did is you will move to a lot of ways of doing lateral thinking, critical thinking, and not only get glued to just building Python code or React code, okay? You will have to get into a lot of deeper domains and come up with some strength around that domain, and that will make you more, resilient in your careers. So what I'll do now is I'll move on to questions from the audience, mostly student. And I see a lot of backbenchers. Backbenchers are the most brilliant people. I was always backbencher. And Yogesh, I don't know, but I was always backbencher. And it was reserved for me in all my academic life. So some questions to backbencher. 2 of them I know, they were asking a lot of questions to Saraswat. I could see both of them. One of them is hiding. If they have questions, please raise your hand and ask questions. Absolutely, and that's where. And I was backbencher, so I know for sure what is the mental setup. And you can direct the question directly to the moderator. Yeah.
Being used in commerce, e-governance. Governance is happening, today vice chancellors are not even, they're not there. They're in the air, but still they're approving all the things. So AI has already got into, now attendance are taken through, physically you don't have to be there in a place. So yeah, already it is happening in terms of, so yeah, that is also happening. Everything, even, when I say advertisements to appointment to tendering to placing the order, all those things I think is already happening. We never called AI, but automation, morning you were saying that AI is intelligently, is being used.
So to answer a very specific question, I was called in last year to visit Southwestern Command. And they have something called as military engineering services. And they called me and a couple of other experts, one from IIT Madras, in automating their tender, bid management and contracting process. So they are trying to do that. But on the lighter note, if you can create an agentic AI for corruption and give money in Cayman Islands and Bitcoins, I think you will be the first $10 billion startup coming out of DS. Just focus on AI agent for corruption. Okay. And the money has to be deposited directly in Cayman Island, Panama Island, and Bitcoins. So that is a $1 trillion idea. I wanted to. a very pertinent topic. Before I hand it over to Professor and others, I will just tell you my own involvement. 2 years ago, we built through Larsen and Toubro the digital command and Maha Cyber project. It was around 800 crore project. This is headed by one IPS officer, Yashasvi Yadav. You will see a lot of his clips. They are getting 10,000 calls every day of digital arrests, cyber hacking and all of that. So this is very important. Data privacy, there are DPDP acts which are coming in companies, personal data privacy, all of that will have to translate both from legislation side, which is happening at a government level, but it has to happen from a blockchain side also, because blockchain was in a way misused only for bitcoins. Blockchain has a capacity, the whole elliptical cryptography has a capacity to become foundation where I will allow anybody to use my data. So let's say I go to hospital, I go to Dinanath Hospital. Today my data is with Dinanath Hospital. It is not with me. I should have a control. I should have a blockchain address where all my data will be there. They will only get access when they are checking me for some problems or so on. So I think that is one perspective. But yes.
Actually, it's a very big topic, from personal data security to countrywide data security. So a lot of regulations are coming. But think from a different perspective, two extremes, right? All of your data is fully protected, meaning it does not leave your device. Is it useful? Other thing, whatever you do is completely open. People have played on both sides, both extremes, and that's not useful because data is needed for model training. So the good point would be to anonymize it and then use for training. And there's multiple technologies are available. Another thing is sovereignty. Who owns the data? So that's why data centers are coming to India, so that Indians own Indian data. And if at all you want to train it here, use it everywhere. So multiple levels, regulation, computation-wise, infrastructure-wise, and even personal rules-wise. Multiple things are happening, but of course, we are lagging far behind.
One is the Aadhaar Act, which protects our data, and the cyber security systems are there. Data centers in India, most of the AWSs and others of the world have now data centers in India, so our data resides in India. And I think the important area is awareness, because a lot of population is illiterate and not able to understand what the things are, but even literate people are losing their money. So that is important. I think awareness needs to be done across all levels. RBI, SEBI, they do a lot of capacity building programs across the country, schools, colleges, all that is important. But the people who are illiterate and still using digital money, wallets and all that, I think they need to be more aware, and they need to be trained on this. That is the solution.
Any questions? Yeah.
You first. Go ahead. You only.
So as you have mentioned, you are trying these days you're trying to build the data center for India. So ultimately it hampers the ecosystem. So what about the conservation about that? So what are plans for to conserve ecosystem? So are there any plans to
Net zero, India is planning for net zero by 2070. We are largely going green. So data centers consume a lot of power and water. Semiconductor manufacturing facilities are here, but they also are power centric. So they use a lot of power as well as water in terms of using silica and all that. So ecology wise and basically for that purpose, green purpose, I think a lot of initiatives are from the government side also, be it multiple missions which are from the central government, then multiple state governments also run certain programs for ecology and conservation. And Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is the nodal ministry in the central government who looks after this. And then there are other initiatives which cater to this.
You have to compromise. You want air conditioning, You want ecosystem to become. You want to, you have to go back to your, horse thing, yeah, Stone Age. You want to go in a car, you want to go in air condition. So certain things that you do, it is not that easy. So therefore, I think somewhere we have to, we have to balance it.
How can GenAI platforms be integrated with the digital public infrastructure like Aadhaar and UPI?
So what you are saying is, let's say if I am today, I can open a bank account with my mobile, Aadhaar and PAN card, right? You want AI or GenAI to be added there.
Like how can they be integrated?
So that's where I think what will happen is this will be opt-in. So most of the banks will start credit scoring and all of that very soon using GenAI, which will be an extension to account opening. Because as soon as you open account, they anyway have transactions. So they have all the inputs to come up with your CIBIL score and everything. There are non-financial credit institution also like CRIF, Highmark and others. So there is fair amount of public infrastructure which is available to understand you as a person, whether you are credit worthy, whether you can return the money and so on. And that anyway is being fed to generative AI models actually. So for example, Bajaj FinServ is the most advanced financial services provider right now in country. In their data science and AI department, they have 1,400 people, which is unheard of. This is not even a headcount of top banks and their IT headcount actually. So I was talking to a gentleman, he happens to be my junior at IIT Bombay yesterday. So they are saying that they are giving 15-20 lakh salary to freshers for data scientists, and they are doing this right now. So whatever you are saying has a potential as a startup also, by the way. If you want to build a startup around it, I'll give you one more example. So which are your interfaces? Today you go to the most advanced hospital in Pune, which could be Apollo, Ruby, Dinanath, whatever, or you go to most advanced hospital in country also. They will still ask you the same question which Munna Bhai MBBS asked. आदमी मरने की कंडीशन में आया तो फॉर्म भरना जरूरी है क्या? So I happened to go to that hospital because my wife needed a iron injection, so they said नहीं admit होना पड़ेगा, and then form filling हो गया. For a 10-minute transaction it took 3 hours. Okay, now imagine DigiYatra is already a proven technology which is validating a person who could potentially blow up an airport using DigiYatra. Same technology can be made available at hospital, at a bank and every level, okay? And once it is available, Gen AI becomes a logical extension. That is anyway happening right now. So whatever you are saying is anyway happening, but in varying degrees, it is in the private domain. In a public domain, you can very well launch an application around it. No, I think you yourself cannot protect yourself. The way you have to rely on a lot of police infrastructure, and I gave you about cyber security, they are receiving 10,000 calls a day right now. So that is the only way you can protect yourself. There is no inherent protection as soon as you go online. And if you really want to be protected, you use my mother's mobile phone, which doesn't even have WhatsApp. You are fully protected. The only way the world can communicate with her is call her or send an SMS. So you have to limit your possibilities. Otherwise, you are constantly exposed. There is no easy answer. But again, there is a big project being worked out at MIT Media Labs with Professor Raskar. And that project talks about creating, so there is a act in Spain called Right to Sanctuary. So I should be allowed to be disconnected and I can still live my life. and I should not get any problem कि आपका आधार नहीं है, आपका ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. Now, right to sanctuary is fairly unique. It's absolutely European concept where they want more and more privacy. All of that has a lot of value in India also, and that can be implemented if blockchain is used for creating personal wallets. Equivalent to Digi Yatra is done by government. People without realizing are giving everything to Digi Yatra. Ki chalo yaar, I don't have to carry the license. I don't have to carry Aadhaar. But you are giving a lot of information. And that's where I think your thought is that is it risky? It is definitely risky. Okay, you don't know how it will be misused. There is some security at an Aadhaar level, but I'm sure somebody will break it. So that is where blockchain is the only answer. Everybody puts everything on blockchain. It has 256-bit elliptical cryptography which cannot be broken by present state of the art computers. But as soon as quantum computers come in 2 years, blockchain and Bitcoin will also be broken in the present form. We'll have to devise a new form around it. Yeah, I think we can close it because Professor has to rush to Bangalore. And if there are more questions, I'm always here to take questions. You can route it through two of your professors or even Rajesh sir. Yeah, you can always connect. But if there are more questions, we are more than happy to take it. But thanks a lot, panel members. Professor Rishikesh and Yogesh. It's wonderful.
Because I'm a teacher. Yeah, thank you everyone. We sincerely appreciate the valuable insights, experiences and thoughtful reflections shared by all of you. On behalf of Deccan Education Society, NDS Pune University and Resonance 2026, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our moderator and panelists for enriching this symposium with their knowledge and vision. Let us once again give them a warm applause.